Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you doing today? I am Sanjara Arts, and we will be talking about some of my models that I made in dreams. As you can see, that they are color coded, and there's a reason for that. Bit of an inside thing, but I will explain that right now. So, the cubes in red above these characters are characters that I made. All these characters here with the green cubes above them are characters that my friend has made. I just made the models. He had nothing to. Or let me say that. Let me say that again. These are my models. I made and sculpted these models with the drawings that he made that they're based on. There. Guess I should have said that right. So yeah, that's why there's cubes. If you cared enough about that, if you're wondering why there's cubes, well, there you go. It's to differentiate. Okay. Uh, if you're wondering what you're looking at here is, you're looking at Dreams for the PS4, PS5. Although technically it doesn't matter. It's still the PS4 version, so whatever. But it is a PlayStation game slash toolkit, whatever you want to call it. I do not care. And this is pretty much where I spend most of my time. It's a fun little uh, game slash toolkit. Like I said, whatever you want to call it, do not care. I consider it like a gateway, you know, just to be yourself and express yourself. Anyway, uh, made by the same people that made Little Big Planet. Very, very popular game. Very close game to my heart. I love that game. 2008, PlayStation 3, Sackboy, all that good stuff. Anyway, so these are the models that I made. And just a reminder, the ones with red are mine. Those that are in green are his. This guy right here, Tristain. A shout out to that guy. He's a good guy. These are his characters that he made. I just, like I said, took the time out of my day, my night, whatever, to sculpt them. And I would feature more, but as you can see, my thermometer can only handle so much, so I'm trying to not overdo it. I probably could do more, but I'm gonna play it safe right now. So I picked the ones that I found that were the most interesting, I guess. Let's begin. So we're gonna talk about this one right here. Now, this one is very important for a very good reason, because this is the one that started me, basically. This is this character and this character, they're the same. They're just one's a child, one is a old lady. But this is Shiro Sanjara. And in the older years, she becomes Shiro Hemworth. But look at how small she is. She's kind of cute looking, isn't she? Real tiny compared to everybody else. She kind of looks angry, doesn't she? Like she's about to throw down. She has like this gong mallet thing that I decided to give her later on, or not later on, but like recently. Her story is always kind of changing, but I've always been proud of this character nonetheless. That's what she looks like from the side. I created her around 2019, give or take. I was still in high school at the time, and I was going through a bit of a rough time, I guess. And it's very interesting when I created her because I always thought OCs were weird, and I always thought people who made them were weird, only to find out that I needed something to distract myself, and then I created her. And as of recently, she, Shira Hemworth, or Master Shira, as she's also called. Uh, she's recent, somewhat, but the name has always been like like she's a staple pretty much in my history. She's in my name actually, Sanjara Arts, Shira Sanjara. It's in the name. You know, I had to honor her in some way. I draw her a lot. You might see in my posts that she's there a couple of times. Um, she uses the power of fire, or not fire, but she has the capability to use fire, magic, if you will. Sometimes, if she's enraged enough or whatnot, she can become a full on dragon. This would be like the dragon child, and then as she gets older and wiser, she becomes the dragon lady. Nothing too special about that, I guess. Her hair is a little different. I did make some changes. You all don't care. I'm just a guy with 20 subs, so that's just me being real. To you, this is like, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. But these are characters that I sculpted into 3D space that I drew a long time ago. Now, this is a more modern design. There is a classic design. There's a classic picture that I have, one of the earlier pictures that I have. Um, I'm surprised that I still have it to this day. But it's of her walking through like a forest or something. Didn't really think too much of it, just her walking through a field or whatever, forest field, I don't know. There's tall grass behind her. And in the picture, the classic picture that I'm referring to, uh, her shirt is being pulled by two little insects. And it's a very old picture, so it doesn't look that good. I just started drawing on my phone, and at the time I also didn't have a stylus, so I drew that I drew it with my finger, so it looks awful. But I still do have that picture, and I'm proud of it, even though it doesn't look as good as my newer drawings. It's like I said, she is a staple and very important to my history and to me in general. This character means a lot to me. I've been through a lot. She's kind of what helped me. So, yeah, this is Shira Sanjara, and she's usually about, I don't know, 12, 13. The age always varies, but she's usually a child, usually for the most part. But she has a potty mouth. She has no parents. She's an orphan. Her parents were killed the day she was born, so she never really knew them. And I guess that really just made her an angry person in general. But she always wanted a family of her own because she never had a family. So she grew up, and she had that for a minute, and then it all went away, and then she became sad again. However, that all changed when, moving on, this person came into her life. Now, this is a new character that I created not too long ago, actually. She's somewhat recent. It was like, what, December of 2023, actually, sometime in December. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, this is Kali Ribu, or Kali Ribu, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. She's important to the Sanjara cast uh, for a good reason, because she is actually the very first Indian-inspired character that I created, and also the very first character that can speak two languages. Now, you probably wouldn't know that because well, like I said, I'm just a guy with two subs, so you don't know who the hell this is. But in my little group of friends that do know her, uh, they don't know that probably. And that's because she's usually seen speaking English. But just know that for a fact that she can't speak a different language. Now, I like to create my own little world, so she's not exactly Indian. I kind of created this own little made up ethnic group called the Condononian. So she is a Condononian. She speaks Condonese. So it's kind of cool. Um, I like the. I really like that she's kind of mostly in blue. I really do like that about her compared to Shira, who's usually in red for the most part, red and black. There is hints of yellow here, like this part of her outfit. It's yellow. Her shoes are yellow. She's also the first that actually has jewelry. Well, I guess not really. Shiro actually does have this fire charm here, and she does have the mallet, but that's not really jewelry, is it? At least not the mallet. But Callie has this little bracelet here with like little blue beads in it, and then she also has like this choker thing on around her neck. If you look closely, it's there. And the only reason why there's two Callies here is because one uh, just really is the hair. Before she like cuts her hair and shaves half of it off, this is what she looks like, somewhat give or take. I never, oh, actually, I have drawn her with a full head of hair, but not too much. So when I sculpted her again, I kind of improvised. 'Cause it had been a while since I drew her with a full head of hair. Um, so yeah, and like I said, Shara has fire powers. When I created her, I wasn't sure what I wanted to give her. I kind of gave her like water and electricity, but I figured that was kind of stupid and dumb. So I decided to pick one. I feel like I said that weird. I decided to pick one and just give her electricity. So she can zap away. Now, she did used to have like these on her arms. These aren't bands, by the way. These are like, I don't know, like, I think there's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now. Like sleeves. They're not sleeves, but just, I really cannot think of it. But it's not a bracelet. Otherwise, if it was like if it was like a wristband, the gray part would be a lot shorter, and her skin would go further down. Sorry about that. The camera, I messed up the camera there. But anyway, she used to have like these weird blade things on the side of them on her earlier designs, and at the time I thought it was cool, but the more I kept drawing her and the more I kept uh, placing her down into 3D space, I was kind of like, but it looks weird though. Like it doesn't make any sense. So I decided to take them off, and so she no longer has them. But this is Callie Rebu. She's Condononian. She lives in the fictional country of Kondo, which again, she's Indian inspired, so that's pretty much like India. Now, I did not know much about Indian culture, and another reason why she was created was because I pretty much am surrounded um, by people from that part of the world, and I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was really neat, so I decided to take that and make it into a character. So I did, and then, like I said, I'm not an expert, so I made up my own little version of it, fictional version. So she has electric powers, and she can speak two languages, English and Cantonese. But she usually will speak English, so you don't gotta worry about a barrier. However, she does have an accent, so but it's all through text, so you're not gonna know. So yeah, she's also very important, and I really do love this character. I'm very proud of this character. Now, unlike Shiro here, when it comes to like a young version of Shiro, she's like I said, 12, 13. Callie, her journey starts when she's about 18, 19. So She's definitely a lot older when she starts. And Shiro is her master. So we get a bit of the OG teaching the newest recruit a thing or two. Uh, because because Shiro is very proficient with fire and magic, uh, she helps Callie overcome her new powers and how to use them and how to control them. And their first meeting is kind of interesting. Shiro kind of, uh, because of what she's been through, doesn't want to. She doesn't want to interact with anybody from the outside world. And so when Callie shows up at her front door, she tries to push her away, but Callie, keeps on, insisting that, hey, you need to teach me or else. And so Shiro gives in and finally decides to train Callie. So they end up becoming very close friends. So yeah. The next character that I'm going to go over is Amorite, or also Amy. And one thing I gotta say about this, about the eyes, there's a reason why Kelly and Shiro do not have eyes, and that's because the way I draw them. They usually do not have the white part of their eyes. I just feel like that's easier for me. The only reason why she still has the white of her eyes because I haven't updated the model yet. I don't really interact with her all that much. But she is still, in a way, very important to the Sinjara cast, so that's why she's here right now. She is pink, as you can very clearly see. She wears a gray shirt with a star on it, like some sort of athletic shorts or pants, depending on how I sculpt or draw her. You'll see her with pants or shorts, and she has these pretty cool pink sneakers. And she also wields a very sharp spear. Oh, and she also has a cell phone. The cell phone thing was kind of new, uh, but she never used to have a cell phone. But I figured, why not make her relatable? Give her a cell phone, all that jazz. She's an alien, although because I don't really do much with her, I haven't really thought too much about her story. But I do know that I do want her to be like from a distant planet, and she somehow crash lands on Earth, and she's armed with a spear. And there was a time where she had super speed, and I guess I'm still kind of with that idea, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't really do a whole lot with her. I guess my more popular characters would be Shiro and Callie. Uh, Popular in terms of like, myself. I very much like these characters. So, but she's still important, so that's why she's still here. I should probably update our model and get rid of the white part and make her, look like these lovely ladies here. But yeah, fun fact, this was actually she didn't used to look like this. She actually used to look a little bit different. I can't remember exactly. And she was also uh, before she became mine, she was also this, a mix before Trist Tristan decided to, uh, I guess, give her to me because I had made her, I think, for him or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it came to the point where uh, he gave her to me, so now she became my character, and I redesigned her, and this is the current design, with the exception of the eyes, though that needs to change to so it can be in uniform with Callie and Shiro. Moving on, before this video gets way too long. This is adventuring. Now we're moving on to a green side character. This is the red side. We're now moving on, transitioning to the green universe. Ooh, the green universe. Adventuring. There's another character. There is another character that I would have liked to have here, but I figured I'll give adventuring the spotlight. Oops. It gotta be literal, huh? I figured I'll just give him the spotlight. I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. Alright. But yeah, this is adventuring. This is a green side character. Like I said, any ones that are in green are not my characters. I just sculpted them. They're my models, but they're not my characters. This belongs to Tristain. Okay? I'm not taking ownership. I'm not nothing like that because that's not cool. I don't like doing that. Okay. So, my model of adventuring is like this. So, he's got hair that goes like this. He's got his gem is right here. He's a gem. Uh, excuse me. He's a adventuring gem. He's green, and he's got this blue shirt with the moon on it. At least I think that's a moon. This, again, I made these models based on drawings, so I'm pretty sure that's a moon. Shorts are kind of ripped or ruffled right here. Should I say shirts or shorts? I want to say I feel like I said shorts. I'm losing my marbles over here. And apparently he's in Florida because he's got socks with sandals. Again, based on the drawing. And like Amorite, he also has a spear of sorts. It's not like hers, but it's still a spear. Still pointy at the end. It's got like these sharp edges right here. I like to put these two together for some reason. I don't know why. It's neat. When I first saw Adventuring, I was like, oh my god, huh, he's got a spear, and I just automatically connected him with her, and so now I feel like if I'm gonna have either or in a scene, I just gotta have both of them. It's weird. It's weird, but I like it having them together. It's simply the fact because they both got spears, and their colors are just I don't know. I like it. It's weird, but I like it. Don't judge me. He's kind of a happy looking fellow, wouldn't you say? Now, you'll notice that, again, with the exception of Amorite, she does have real eyes. Cheryl and Callie, I'm so sorry. You don't have any eyes. But if you notice, again, ignore her for a minute. But if you notice, the the green characters do have eyes, and that's because Tristain usually draws his characters with these large oval eyes, and that's another reason why I kind of did that thing with my characters with with how they look right now with the without the white parts of their eyes was to kind of help differentiate and put it into like my style, I guess. Because I do, for the most part, usually do draw them without the white part of the eye, and they're very simple. It's a very simple facial setup, very cartoonish. But Tristain, he loves these large oval shape eyes, so when it comes to sculpting his characters, I do my very best to make sure that they're large and somewhat oval shape. So this is Aventurine. Beautiful green hair. I like I really like how his hair kind of goes up this way. Again, his original drawing may differ from the actual model. Uh, I did the best that I could with what I was looking at, so, but I do like that it kind of curls up this way. And I really like the way I gave him the smile here. I really like it. He's pretty cool. I don't know much about him, to be honest, but I did think he was I did think he was cool enough to be in this video today, so you're special. You are very special. And your spirit's pretty cool too. Now we're going to move on to Rathu, or the Rat King. Looks kind of, excuse me, looks kind of angry too. As you can see, he's got a crown. He is a rat, a very large humanoid rat that will be featured in uh, Tristan's animation project, or TAP is what he's calling it. A pain in the ass, this guy is, and also very cringe-worthy. That's the idea of him. He wants to be, or not wants to be, but he just usually is very cringe. He's real dumb, kind of full of himself. Just kind of look around him. This dude kicks my ass, I'm pretty sure. uh, I'm gonna be in this animation project at some point whenever that releases, and this is uh, who I'm gonna end up fighting. There's like a boxing ring, if we're still going on with that idea. There's a boxing ring that's in the basement, and he's all buffed up, and I attempt to kick his ass, but he ends up kicking mine, something like that. It's very dumb, but it's very funny at the same time. He's got his like little claws here, as you can see. Speaking of claws, I should really design like a dragon model for Shiro. I do want her to have like claws and scales, and I do want her body to change a little bit. Like she'll grow a tail and horns and fangs. But this is Rathu. We're not talking about her anymore. He also has like this rat necklace, I think is what it is, around his neck. Because he's the Rat King, and it's just what he does, I guess. He just has it. Controls all the rats within the vicinity. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm very proud of this sculpt. I'm very proud of all these sculpts. I mean, they're not exactly like the original drawings, but considering that they're in 3D space, uh, I think they're still pretty cool and not. I don't think they're bad renders. I really do not think that at all. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I really don't think they're bad. Not at all. And we're gonna move on to Nefarious, who very interesting. Kind of in a way used to be like this, like I did with Amy, but I'm doing it the other side. The only reason why I'm doing this is because before him, I think he was called Dr. Ronald before he became Dr. Nefarious, which is a character that I created long way back. Uh, but I guess Tristan liked the idea so much that he made his own version, and he became Dr. I will say Dr. Ronald again, Dr. Nefarious. But he has this. Again, this is his character. I just made the model, but I'm pretty sure I think he calls this the Dark Eye Amulet, a very powerful trinket. He's very evil. I did the best that I could on this model. I do the best I could or I can with any model that I make, with what reference that I'm given anyway. And if there's something that I'm not sure about, either improvise or I'll ask for more information. But I don't think I'm a bad sculptor. I think it's a pretty good sculpt. He attacks Nefarious. He attacks this dude over here, which is Tristain himself, actually, in a magical in a faraway land called Greenville. He's kind of a pain in the ass himself. All these two villains are really a pain in the ass. Or actually, more. I think Matthew might just be more annoying and full of himself, really, than anything. Uh, I really don't think he's that much of a threat, but I do think he's funny. And when it comes to like a villain, I do think he's really funny. Nefarious, I think, is probably this is where the real boss happens right here. He's the real now he's the real bad guy. Now there are other villains in uh, Tristain's universe that I'm yet to sculpt, but I just haven't sculpted them yet. But as of right now, these are the only two that I have. Unless I have an older sculpt, but I don't think I do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that these are only two bad guys that he's made that I have. You know what's funny? Now that I think about it, I have his bad guys, but when it comes to these three right here, I haven't sculpted any villain or any antagonist for these guys yet. Go yeah, make it make sense for me, please. They don't really have a villain. Well, there is a villain that I do have in mind, but I haven't really drawn him or sculpted him yet, which is insane. Really insane. But I guess he isn't that good enough to not be in a drawing or a sculpt yet. Otherwise, I would have done it, right? It's real funny. Now that I think about it, I got his bad guys, but not my own bad guys. Very funny. But yeah, Dr. Ferris, very evil bastard, has a dark eye. Voiced by, this is gonna be voiced by, oh god, I can't remember what the actual channel was, but some gentleman named Audio. I really can't remember what the channel name was, but he's gonna be playing as this guy, which kind of sounds uh, Robotnik-ish from the Sonic cartoons from the 90s with Jaleel White, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Kind of Robotnik-ish, so just to give you an idea of what he might sound like. Okay. So we're gonna move on from Nefarious to this is Al the Exterminator, character created by Trist. Ooh, is that a whistle there? Created by Tristain. He is a bit of a edgy son of a bitch. Kind of angry. Kind of does not want to be here. Kind of the person you do not want to fuck with. Or he will make you regret it. Now I couldn't make the paint any smaller than that, so it's really just a line and a line. But it would say like bad rat exterminators or something, and I tried to do the best I can, do the best I can with the size that I had. So this is it's supposed to be like a picture of a rat, and that's really the sole purpose of this character is to eliminate rats or any pests for that matter. Which Al gets called upon by this guy, Tristain. If we look behind, I have like this weird. This is me actually. By the way, I will be voicing this character, but I have like this goofy as Despicable Me looking as a gas gun or something to gas the rats. He doesn't smoke. That was just a funny detail that I added for myself. Uh, or maybe he might. I don't know. But he probably wouldn't smoke in the show. Like I said, I just did this for fun and just for myself. I don't smoke in real life, but just to kind of add to this character that he's somebody you don't want to piss off. Like stay the fuck out of my way, kind of guy. There is a bit of a story here between me and Nefarious, I guess, if the idea still wants to be, you know, like that. If that's the route that he's Tristain still wants to go with, at least to my knowledge, anyway. That I used to work for this son of a bitch. Something happens. I end up leaving him because I didn't agree with his way of work. I wanted to escape, and I was lucky enough to find a job and lay low as an exterminator. And then we move on to this guy, Tristain himself, a very tall, very tall individual. I think Nefarious is taller than him, but I think it also might be the hair too. It really might be the hair, but I think they might be about the same size or same height. But either way, so this is Tristain. He usually has like this foam sword, but I think his swords or his weapon will change over time. But for now, this model features like a foam Zelda sword. This would be like a foam Master Sword. I didn't obviously sculpt it exactly like that, but that's the idea. Like the general. Oops, oops, oops. Sorry about that. That is the general idea of this sword. It's a foam Zelda sword, basically, that Tristan uses on Nefarious a couple of times. A foam sword. You know, isn't that funny? What's that gonna do? But like, think of like an RPG. You get like the silly ass weapon, like the starter weapon that does like only like 5 damage. That's kind of what this weapon is. Like this is his starter weapon. As the show goes on, as the story progresses, he'll get more swords. I think. This is his gem on his wrist. He has the tourmaline gem, which is another character that he created that I would have liked to have here, but like I said, thermometer's kind of getting a little full, somewhat, so I don't want to overdo it. Uh, Al and Tristan, we go way back, so I figured it was only right that uh, we would be here like this. He has like this weird shock thing on his shirt that he's kind of technically always had, uh, but I don't think that changed all too much. Except I think there was a Z that was on it at one point, but then he changed it, and so now this is just kind of what it looks like now. Just this big yellow shock symbol on his shirt. Yeah, pretty cool. And he has like these Angry Birds, these Angry Birds eyebrows. I laugh every time I see him. And he's very tall and skinny. He said that he wanted to be tall, so I delivered the best I could without making him look a little too weird. But yeah, he's a cool guy. I like him. We've been through a lot, he and I. We have history. So I figured it was only right that I would do a video about this, just talking about my characters and then showing off characters that he made that I sculpted that I think were cool. So, yeah, this video has really no significance, really. I'm just talking shit because I'm bored. I got nothing to do. So I'm just talking about my characters and his characters. Very proud of these two. I love these two very much. They're very important to me. You too, but I think these 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 two right here are very important to my history. I'm very obsessed with this guy right here. For whatever reason, I'm very obsessed with him. Just going across different universes and just taking the powers of every warrior that he sees using this dark eye amulet thing. If anybody knows how it truly works, it's Tristain. I'm just adding my own lore to it. He uses it to absorb power. If he wants to fight me later about that, he can. Let's go. I'm ready. Catch me outside. So yeah, we got Shiro Sanjara slash Shiro Hamwarth, Kali Ribu, the Kandinonian. We got Amorite, the unfucking known, because that is how much I actually do with this character. I do use her sometimes, but I don't do enough with her. And I think that's a bit of a shame, considering that before Kali, she was here too. Before her, she was here first. One of the first few characters that I guess I created. But like I said, it was kind of a joint partnership thing. Then we got Adventuring, Rathu, Nefarious, Owl, Tristain. Uh, actually, all of these models, with the exception of Shiro and Kali, uh, starting from Amy, they do not have any custom animations. I did not give them that because, well, again, they're just models, and I can pose them for pictures, but like in terms of like gameplay and whatnot, they don't have their own like running animation, attack animation, nothing like that. They're just puppet models. That's it. Callie and Shiro do have running animations and jumping animations, but that's because they're my characters, and I have a feeling that I'm going to use them more than any of the other characters. So that's why I put the focus on them. But I don't think they really need them. I think they're beautiful just the way they are for uh, for the purpose that they're going to serve me. So I think it's okay. Now, try saying he does have a PS4 and he does have this game that I have. So I technically can send him these models if he truly wants me to. But he really doesn't use it all too much, so they're pretty much useless to him. But he does know that I do have them, and he does like them, I think. He hasn't said that he doesn't like them, so I'm led to believe that he does like them. Again, these are his characters that he made, so I did the best I could to honor and be faithful to what reference I was given. Like I said, it may not be exactly as the picture is drawn, but like I said, I did do the best I could with what I saw. So, but even then, I don't think they're bad at all, considering. And I'm not. It's not like I'm a very good sculptor myself. I'm a very. Oops. Oh man, something's wrong with the collision there. I probably shouldn't have even touched him in the first place. But yeah, I'm not a professional sculptor. I'm very much an amateur. But I don't think it's that bad. So yeah, uh, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to just, I guess, talk about these characters because these characters mean a lot to me, especially on the red side. Anyway, these characters do mean a lot to me too, but these are mine. So if they're gonna mean a lot to anybody, it's gonna be to this guy right here. But the fact that they are here in this video should tell you that they're special enough, to me. So, and there are probably more that I could have added here, but like I said, thermometer is something to watch out for. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. I just wanted to record this video of me just talking, and because I don't think anybody's ever heard my voice unless you watched my Spyro video like 4 years ago that I didn't delete because I wanted to keep it there as like a my origins, and if anybody was curious to know what I sounded like, well, there you go. That would be the video. But in case, you didn't see that, well, this is what I sound like. So, yeah. Shiro, my baby, my daughter, I would say. Callie, I guess also my daughter, because I'm very proud of both of these characters. Amrite, very important. Aventurine, Rathu / Rat King, Dr. Nefarious, Al, and Tristan. And I think that's going to do it. Just want to talk about them. And I don't know when I'll see you guys again, at least in terms of my voice, but yeah, it's been fun. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.